My mic is blinking red. Trying out this new microphone right here. I don't know if it's going to work or not. Let's see who joins. Just got a minute, but I want to answer a few questions for you. Is anybody going to join today? We shall see. Grayson, what's up, buddy? Good to see you. What's up, Marcos from Mexico? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you guys. Hope you're having a good day. Just want to answer a few questions for you. Got any questions about anxiety, panic, DPDR, trauma? Obviously, it's a live stream, so I can't do too much, but I can answer a few questions here or there. Tiffany, hope you're doing well. Grayson, my day's going very, very good. What have I done today? Just met with some clients, ate lunch with my beautiful, amazing wife, and that's it. So nothing too exciting. I mean, that's a lot of fun, of course, but I'm just saying there's nothing crazy that's happened. It's a pretty normal day. If you guys have any questions, let me know. So, Marcos, methodology is only 15% of healing trauma. Again, everybody thinks that there's some method that's going to get them out of this, whenever studies have shown that 45% of healing trauma is co-regulation. Almost half of recovery is co-regulation. Yeah, we need a body-based strategy, but that's a small part of it. Very important, but much less important compared to co-regulation. Scientific education is another really important part of healing. It's also called cognitive restructuring. Somebody educating you about the neuroscience of why you're in symptoms. But yeah, relaxation is important for sure. Body-based relaxation and just taking care of your body in general, super important for sure. But that's not the cure. That's not what it takes to really get rid of these symptoms in the long term. So people need a lot of co-regulation to really get out of these symptoms in the long term. There are definitely exceptions to that. Definitely exceptions. It also depends on what you define as recovery, right? There's a lot of people that get out of trauma symptoms, like say for example, DPDR shuts off, but they're still pretty stressed out. But they're just so happy that they're out of trauma symptoms, they don't really care. But if you want to be like pretty much stress-free, rewire your nervous system, for most people, co-regulation is going to be super important. Chaps says, will the body go into a trauma response when there's too much tension hidden in the body? That's part of what can cause it. Emotion, negative emotion too, if that starts to build up. Fatigue, negative emotion, adrenaline, cortisol. Whenever all those things are just increasing and there's no release, it's like a volcano. You're gonna have a I was gonna say magnetic eruption, a volcanic eruption, and that's a trauma state. It's like filling up water in a glass. You hit that overwhelm point, and a lot of times people can get away with it for a while, but eventually they will have to come face to face with their body. So you might as well deal with it now. is sleep or food more important, like for healing from trauma, anxiety? Or are we talking about like just in general? Because I help my clients with their sleep and with their nutrition. I don't do too much nutrition stuff. I just kind of have like a list of foods and stuff, and I've got people that they can work with. But yeah, food is mood. It's very, very, very important. Sleep is also very, very important. Sleep is so important that once your sleep goes, everything goes. Like if your sleep is off, it really doesn't matter what else you do. Like you need to get your sleep right. So if I have a client that I'm working with and their sleep is messed up, we will make that the number one priority because there's really nothing else that can override not getting enough sleep. Like your body needs a certain amount of sleep per night, and so we have to fix that. And I'll usually pause other things that I'm doing with them until we can get their sleep where it needs to be. So, um, Grayson said you've been trying to overcome DPDR with your mind. Yep, that's what most people try to do. And it's because they have a history of using their mind to get through challenges, and it's worked in times past. So they think, well, why wouldn't it work now? Well, it's because this isn't a mind issue. This is primarily a body issue. There's a lot of buildup in the body. And so this is the one challenge that your body is not powerful, or sorry, your mind is not powerful enough for. So how do you overcome gambling addiction? I'm not the guy that would be able to give much advice for that. I mean, I help people with addictions in general, but I don't have like a specialized approach for gambling addiction. What I would say is, whenever you like, for example, pull the slot, that's what gives you dopamine. Dopamine is released whenever there's the expectation of a reward. So every time you pull that lever down, like for example on slot machines, and there's all these little, cherries and numbers that spin, that's one chance that you could hit the jackpot. And so the addiction is really to the lever pulling. And not that there wouldn't be a huge dopamine release if you won, but it's the pursuit of a reward that gives you the most dopamine. You're hooked on the pursuit. And so the answer to that is especially social connection, because most addictions, according to my understanding, are the byproduct of people not getting enough dopamine from social connection. And so the addiction is basically their attempt to get dopamine that they're not getting from social connection, right? So definitely social connection is paramount. But then secondly, and this goes for any, run after them every day. Chase after things. There's much more dopamine in the pursuit of things than the obtainment of things. So as soon as I get done with one goal, I go to the next goal and the next goal and the next goal. And I'm just constantly pursuing things. Like I pretty much got everything I want in life. I don't need for anything. I don't want a, Bugatti or a Lamborghini or just some crazy, like I don't, like our house is pretty big, but it's actually too big. We want to move into like a double wide trailer because like it's just so hard to keep it clean, and like, just the kind of the wow factor wears off after a while. And so what I've learned is the mistake that people make is they think, man, if I just had this thing and this thing and this thing, then I'd be happy. And I'm not saying you shouldn't run after things and have a great house and a great career and all that stuff, great car, whatever. But it's the pursuit of things that will actually make you the most happy. So run after things every day. Set goals, small goals, medium goals, big goals, daily goals, weekly goals, monthly goals. I have started to set quarterly goals as well. So hope that helped you. Crystal, most people need co-regulation. So I mean, if somebody was able to, truly rewire their nervous system with no co-regulation, that's awesome, and I'm so happy for them. But I'm telling you, I've found over the years that a lot of people think that they're recovered, and they end up having the symptoms come back. And it's because they didn't get proper co-regulation. They also didn't really identify the unique layers in their situation. So, so Diane, you said, why would DPR happen out of nowhere? I feel fine with family, and suddenly I feel the wave coming over me. So first of all, see a doctor for sure, just to rule out any sort of medical issues going on. But assuming there's no medical issues going on, you have to understand the way that sensory triggers work, right? Sensory triggers are subconscious, right? You sometimes know what they are, but you don't have to know what they are to be affected by them. You're seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, touching, feeling something that is similar to something painful from your past, and it's causing your brain to get confused and think that there's a threat, and your body to deploy fight, flight, freeze response to prepare to address a perceived threat. And so there was some sort of sensory trigger, or maybe a lot of triggers over time. It had caused your nervous system, your body to start building up with a lot of tension, adrenaline, emotion, and maybe you weren't even consciously aware of this. In fact, until fear kicks in, we're not even consciously aware that our body is in fight or flight response. Fear is not an emotion, according to the neuroscientist Joseph Ledoux. It's whenever you consciously become aware that your body is in fight or flight response, and have a sense of danger. So prior to that, prior to fear kicking in, you can have a large amount of buildup of tension, cortisol, negative emotion, fatigue, and not even be aware of it. It's subcortical. That's kind of scary, because that shows you that you can think that you're fine whenever you're not. You can literally feel fine and there still be a lot of buildup in the body. And then sometimes there's just some sort of sensory trigger, just some sort of stressor, and then bam, fear kicks in. And then once you gain that awareness that your body's in fight or flight response, you panic or you just become overwhelmed, and then bam, you hit that trauma state, an overwhelm point. So anyway, people think their symptoms are coming out of nowhere, but that's not usually the case. And also, you have to understand complex trauma, which is primarily what I work with. It's the buildup of stress over time, right? So it's not just one major situation that causes overwhelm. That would be a major trauma. That definitely happens. But it's like pouring water into a cup. It just slowly builds up and then it hits that overflow point. And once you're walking around with like water, metaphorically speaking, that's almost at overflow, all it takes is just one drop sometimes, which represents just a little bit of stress for you to hit that overwhelm point. So you'll have something mildly stressful that triggers you into trauma symptoms, and you're like, this doesn't make any sense. You're like, how could that thing cause so much chaos in my body? And it wasn't that thing. It was that thing paired with all the buildup that was already in the body, right? So throws people off though. Happy to help, Diane. What's up, Tevin? Good to see you, buddy. Is there sound now? What about now? Yeah, I got this little mic thing, and it went dead. So it's all good. But yeah, if you feel the need to cry, you need to cry. Don't suppress it, because if you suppress it, it's going to get, the emotion is going to get trapped in your body. There's going to be some sort of sensory trigger that's trying to get the emotion to come up, and you'll feel it, but you keep stuffing it down. And then the emotion just keeps replaying over and over and over again in your body. And if you're still like, what are you emotional over? Like, what's the situation? Because sometimes the reason why people can't overcome emotion is because they have some sort of self-limiting belief. Like, you go through a breakup and you keep telling yourself that you'll never find love again, which is a lie. That's you inducing the emotion. It's not that there's unprocessed emotion, it's that you're triggering it through you embracing a lie. So sometimes people simply are believing a lie, and that's keeping them emotional. Or yeah, there's different situations. Should I take antidepressants? I cannot answer that question for you. I am just a regular guy. Talk to a doctor. If I were to give you advice about medication, that would be practicing medicine without a license, which I uh, obviously am not going to do. So I steer clear of that conversation, like the plague, actually. I can give you mild education about medication, but I cannot tell you to take it or not take it. That is not my place. Talk to a doctor. And there's a reason that they have that in place, because, if you try to get on medications or get off of them and you don't understand the side effects or withdrawals, I mean, it's, you got to be very careful with that type of stuff, guys. Don't be asking people on YouTube about medications. Make sure to go to a doctor, go to a licensed mental professional, somebody that can help you with that. So but I hope you get the help you need. I have to go very soon, guys, but I will continue to You said pills make it 100 times worse. The doctors will tell you anything to make their money. I mean, I like to always give people the benefit of the doubt. You know what I'm saying? Um, I would say that the doctors that I've worked with, they came to me for help, trying to heal from trauma, anxiety, all that stuff. You know, Good people that got into the medical field to help people. And so I try to give them the benefit of the doubt for sure. But I also acknowledge that there are definitely some stories that I could tell you that are pretty disheartening. That's for sure. Oh, Savannah, I'm so sorry to hear that, about losing your mom. I'm extremely, extremely sorry to hear that. And, the grieving phase is different for everybody. So, you know, I would try to find somebody locally to help you through that process for sure. But, just allow yourself to feel everything, and don't try to rush that grieving process. I think some people try to bypass the grieving process, and it actually makes it to where they're still suffering years later because they never really grieved. Just grieve. Just allow yourself to have the memories come back and the associated emotions, and just feel bad. It's like sometimes people who have no idea what they're talking about will see somebody who's grieving a death or just some loss, and they're like, telling them to just move on too quickly. And that actually is very, very bad. Like, you do need to move on, of course, eventually. And by move on, I'm not saying you forget the person, but I am saying that, like, there's a time to just feel terrible and grieve and just feel all the different emotions. And you may feel happiness come up whenever you're grieving. You may suddenly feel joy. You're remembering a good memory, whether it's a breakup or loss of a family member. Grieving can happen towards all kinds of situations, but you're going to feel just a plethora of emotion. And your job is to just feel without judgment, whatever you need to feel. thoughts, feelings, everything. Just allow them to wash over you. Your body knows what to do, and this is processing emotion in general. Yeah, like your body knows what it's doing, and it's whenever we try to step in and interrupt that process or try to suppress that process. That's where human beings get in trouble, particularly with trauma. Like non-human mammals don't stay stuck in a trauma state. They don't get stuck in fight or flight response either. And it's because they instinctually do the things that they need to do to heal. They keep their body relaxed. They don't overthink anything. They just go back to living their life. But we start to experience symptoms, the same symptoms that other mammals can experience as well, by the way, because we all have all mammals have the same basic autonomic nervous system. And we overthink and we obsess and we're like, what the heck is this? And we step into the driver's seat. I've got to make sure that I take care of these symptoms because I don't want them to be forever. We think that the only thing standing between us and the symptoms being permanent or some catastrophic outcome is us trying to fix the symptoms. But it's actually opposite of that. Part of what's standing between you overcoming this is you trying to fix this. And, you know, a big part of what I do with my clients is I teach them to just get the heck out of the way and just let your body do what it does best. The more you try to fix this, you know, the worse you're probably going to be. So, I mean, there's things that we need to do, but a lot of recovery is about stuff that you don't do. You stop researching and obsessing all the time and trying to fix this thing. And you just stay in a calm body and just live your life. And you get plenty of co-regulation for the ups and downs and for hope and all that stuff. And it's amazing what happens. So, Elizabeth says our bodies are smarter than we are. You're so right. Absolutely. But I get it. I get it. Whenever you don't know why your symptoms are happening and you're absolutely terrified of everything being permanent, like you want to make sure that you're getting better. But sometimes in our attempt to help, we hinder. And so I got time for one more question, guys. And then I got to jump off here. I'm kind of tired today. I don't know why. Let's see here. And by the way, guys, I do want to clarify, you know, I can't help you recover over a live stream. I don't want you to mistake these live streams for getting the help that you need, whether it's through me or somebody else. Would love to, you know, consider working with you for sure. Go to any link in our videos, and there's the free 5 Shifts Masterclass, and there's a link to apply. But, you know, I'm just here to encourage you a little bit and give a few tips here or there. But I can't help you recover unless I have a chance to work with you and really see your situation. But I'm happy to, you know, give some tips and encouragement and some hope to people. So that's why I'm doing these. Fabio, I mean, it's like, I don't think it's really going to matter too much. If you're dealing with DPDR, you're dealing with a state of overwhelm in the nervous system. So, I mean, you know, and do you even need to supplement? Like, have you gotten testing done to see if you're even deficient in different vitamins and things like that? You know, I think a lot of people supplement. They've never even figured out if they're deficient. You know, if you're eating a relatively healthy diet, you're probably not deficient in anything. You can check though, and you should check. But like, it's like a whole, like at Walmart, there's like 50 million supplements, and I'm like, and people just like grab random ones. Oh, I heard that this is good and this. I'm like, do you even need that? Like, go get tested, see if you're deficient in anything. I'm glad, Tevin. Good to hear, buddy. Nicholas, yeah, I mean, your job definitely can be too much sometimes. Sometimes whenever whenever you're working too many hours or you're not taking enough breaks, or yeah, that can be a factor. Sometimes with clients, I have to help them adjust their jobs, their schedule, or we work together to figure out even a different job or something. Do I take Nariva? Are you kidding me, bro? I'm like a spokesperson for Nariva. Nariva, if you're looking for enhanced memory, focus, concentration, learning, accuracy, I swear by this stuff. It's not going to do much for, what you guys are going through, but it's a brain nootropic, and I swear by it. I also have tried Alpha Brain as well, and it seemed to have the same effect. So when I take nootropics, there's not a delay whenever I go to recall information. When I don't take nootropics, there's like a 1 second delay, 1 to 3 second delay sometimes. And I have to be like, ah. But whenever I take Nariva, it's like there's just like a seamless flow between thinking and speaking. And I speak for a living, so it's really important that I have that flow. And so, you know, bro, that rhymes. I'm Luminous says, thank you for helping people in need. I appreciate what you do. Well, I'm happy to help. Glad to hear that. Yeah, so Nariva Plus isn't any different than the regular Nariva. It's kind of deceptive as far as the nootropics. The only thing you're getting is some B vitamins. So unless you know that, like maybe you know that and you want some B vitamins or whatever, but like it's a complete waste of money in my opinion. I just get the regular Nariva. I saw the Plus at first and I'm like, I want like the most potent, um, potent nootropics. And yeah, Nariva Plus is the same. All right, guys, I have a coaching session I've got to get to starting right now, but I hope that you guys have a great day. Make sure to heart this video or like it or whatever you do with these videos. And hope these have encouraged you. And once again, if you guys want to work with me, there's a link under this video. You can watch the free 5 Shifts to Heal Trauma, Anxiety, Panic, DPR Masterclass. That'll change your life. Then also there's an application, or there's a button that says book a call. You click the application, then it goes to book a call. You can speak with me and my team, and we'll take a look at your situation and see if we can help. We're getting pretty booked up now. I'm probably going to have to kind of pause taking in new people just because we had such an influx of people whenever I started doing these live streams that we might have to take a break from taking in new people for just maybe even a couple weeks. I don't know yet, but anyway, just to let you know though, we got some room. So, and I just hired somebody to kind of help me out with some of the coaching and stuff too. So we'll do what we can to make it work. What's up, Paul? Good to see you, buddy. All right, guys. Phil, Nicholas, Erica, Paul, Hello, Tevin. I'm Luminous. Phil, Neda, Chaps, Elizabeth, Tevin, Savannah. I think I'm repeating names at this point. You guys have a good day. Oh, I'm glad to hear that, Ray Hybe. I'm glad it encouraged you. Awesome. Okay, you guys have a wonderful day.